Hello, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, red carpet host, and MC speaker. And welcome back to another Janette's Tips and Sips. This is the conversation I have once a week with my 14.1 million besties all over the world. So my dear savvy ones, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever else you feel like drinking, and join me on this fine day as we are going to talk about how to create the perfect red lip. Now you might be thinking, why do I need a fancy red lip? Because we're into October and time's going to fly, and before you know it, we're going to start getting invitations to holiday events or charity events. This time of year can be very busy leading up to Halloween. So I want you to look your best. And you may remember, because I have mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again, that my mother was a makeup artist. So have I been into makeup? You better believe it, since I was about 11 or 12 years old. Anyway, I'm going to show you the beginning of a perfect red lip. So as you know, there's different shades of red. There's like a red brown, a true red, more of a pinky red, or a plummy red. So there's not always just red, like bright red. You need to assess which red is the best red for your complexion. So if you're more pale, more olive, or even darker skin, you're going to want to go with a different pigment in that red. Either a blue undertone, which is more towards the pinks, or more of a brown or beige undertone, which is more towards the yellows. So I happen to have very light skin. I can go with either. I'm showing you today what I did here. I am using a red lip liner that has a little bit more of sort of a rusty brown overtone. And I just trace the lip like so. And to get the corners, because a lot of people forget the corners and that makes a mess. Okay. And I'm going to do the bottom lip. Now, you'll notice that there's a double lip line here. So you want to go on the outskirts more on top. So you get yourself that fuller lip. And we want that because as we age, the lips don't look as full, right? So then your face doesn't look as full, unless, of course, you're getting injectables. I don't. So I try to just do this very naturally. I want to make my upper lip as big as possible. So that's what I do with my lip liner. Now, if it looks too red and I want to tone it down a little bit, I'll take the next lip liner, which is a complete neutral lip liner. And I'll just add a little here. More into the middle. So this is a really neutral lip liner. So it's more on the, like a brown neutral beige. So it just pairs it down a little. Or if I want it to be more matte, I also do that. Okay. So now I'm going to take my first color, which is this is like a blue red. And again, I can go either way. So if you're using more of a blue red, I'm going to go in the middle, all around. And that's going to be my outline color. Now you may choose to only do one color. I like to blend it all down. So, and you might be thinking, well, why aren't you using like a lip brush? You can. I personally don't feel that I need to anymore. I used to use one, but I don't anymore. So now what I'm going to do to keep this looking good, I'm going to take a more neutral shade and I'm going to work it down a bit. So this is more like, again, it's more of a beigey, pinky color. And I'm going to add it in to tone it down. So now it's not as red, but that's your preference if you want it more red. And if you want it more sheeny, then you could take something like this, which is a brown, and add it. I'm not afraid to mix my colors. I carry a lot of makeup in my makeup bag with me, and I'll mix my colors. So this is more brownie. Now, if you find that that's too brown and you don't want it that brown, you want it more vibrant or more shen, especially at night if you want it like more sparkly, especially if you're going to a party, you got two choices. You could take a lip gloss, which is like this, comes in a trio, one lip gloss on one side, lipstick on the other. Now notice this lipstick is more of a burgundy red. So that means it's got more pink in it. So it depends on what you're wearing. If you're wearing a true red, you're going to stay really red. If you're going more burgundy or more like into the plums or mulberries, you're going to pare it down with these browns, or you're just going to go straight with the liner and a mulberry. I'm going to show you. Now, I don't recommend a lot of this. You don't have to do a lot of it, but I do recommend using a powder, kind of clean it up. So either a powder on a brush, or a powder on a foundation brush, or like a little loose powder is also good. Sometimes even if you go over the lines and you really make a mess, you take a little bit of that Vaseline we talked about, works great for your eyes. Well, it also works great when you have a mess around your lips, and it'll just clear it up. And now I mentioned to you, you can use this gloss too. So if you want that big shiny lip, you just take this, you dab a little bit on, mainly in the middle. Put more in the middle of the lip to give the illusion that the lip is bigger and more plumped out. So there you go. Here's the lips. What do you think? Do you think they look nice and big and red and sexy for your holiday attire? They look nice and kissable? And you can see the spectrum of the different reds and how to achieve it. Okay, because we're achieving the perfect red lip here today. So you really have to kind of play with your liner and a little bit of your powder and mix it for the colors that look best for you. I always match my makeup to what I'm wearing. And again, if I want it more mulberry, if I want it more burgundy, if I want it more bright red, you got to look at that and pare it down with these colors to make it match. But the other thing is, and this is something I want to discuss, is that do you have to match your lips with your nails? There used to be a time where the rule of thumb was, yes, you needed to match your nails with your lips. Doesn't apply anymore. If you're wearing a neutral type of nail color, like this is a chrome, it's silver, right? So I could go any color red I want, really. What you need to be more worried about is matching the rest of your makeup on your face. So what you don't want is a big red lip, but you don't have the rest of your face to match it. So you want to make sure that when you're doing a nice, big, bold red lip, you don't have to overdo your brows. You can do some pencil or whatever you're using. If you use a wax or whatever, or maybe you get them done professionally, you can do a sharp black eyeliner with some mascara and maybe some false lashes or half false lash, and then a neutral shade here, and maybe like a pink or a dusty rose or something on the corners. I have that on today, but I also have a little bit of a gray blue as well. So, but you don't want to overdo your eyes with a big red lip, because it's all about balance with the face. So if you're going to go with the bigger, fuller lip, minimize the eye makeup or make it more blended and more neutral so that it doesn't stick out. You don't want your lips to stick out so bad that you look like Mick Jagger or something like that. Okay, so I showed you how to fix it if you make a little mistake. But I want to also tell you where you can get these products, because, everybody wins when we share our affiliates, and you win too because you can get them delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to go to the house. So a great place to get lipstick, red and neutrals and also lip liners and powders is Sephora. Another place is your drugstore. Another place is Walmart, or you can look at our links below. We have all kinds of affiliates, Amazon, Benable, you name it, and they have the exact same products for sometimes much less. And again, it's convenient. You can send it straight to your door. We love it when you support our affiliates, and they love it too. Everybody wins. So check that out below. Bye for now.